Good morning, my family, friends, bots, babes, beasts, and everyone in between. My name is Jordan from Without Bounds. This is Without Bounds Now, our Instagram. Thank you for joining me today, this day of all days. Thank you to all who come today, all who spend a little bit of time with me. Thank you for all in the future as well. Got out a little bit up. Good morning, Aaron. Thank you for joining this morning. Come on in. We'll give it a moment for people to join. We'll talk gratitude in the meantime. I'm so grateful for this day. It's not as cloudy as it was, or rainy. It's just a little chilly, as you can see. I've got the hat out just to warm my beastly face up. Hope you're doing well this morning. Hope the family's doing well. Good morning. Hope the girls had a nice day off. I think they got off yesterday for some Jewish holidays. If they didn't, well, sorry. Usually my people get you guys a day off. But hope they had a great day. Hope that they're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope Dan's doing well. Hopefully he joins us this morning from wherever corner of New Jersey he's in. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have much more clarity in my own life. Grateful to see the bigger picture of where I want to take things with myself, my life, my business. I'm grateful. Grateful. What are you grateful for this day? What are you grateful for this morning? Let me know down below. What are you grateful for? Happy to know, happy to be aware of the greater gratitude of life. This morning has been fun. It's been fun because I'm doing things to challenge myself. Yesterday was a day of fasting. It was a holiday for my people, a very sad, somber holiday where we try to... good morning, brother. Good to have you. We were just getting started talking about how my day went yesterday, my results from yesterday. I actually have still been fasting, so I have not eaten since 6 o'clock on, today's Thursday, so I stopped eating 6 o'clock on Tuesday, and now it's Thursday. So I'm at the 38 hour mark, 38 hour mark, and I'm seeking to get to 6 o'clock tonight, where I'll decide if I want to continue for another day or if I want to break my fast. But I feel surprisingly awesome, surprisingly really clear-headed, not overly overwhelmed. I definitely feel like my guts have shrunk, because that's definitely a side effect of doing this. And I even stepped on the scale this morning and I lost 5 pounds. So I don't know if that's like my fat cells shrinking or if I'm losing water weight or what, but I don't know. This is pretty cool. It's been a while since I weighed 170 pounds. But it's really awesome, because yesterday I found myself, wanting food in just the basic ways. It's like those times that creep up when you usually eat. That's so hard at Fast 23. Yeah. You know what, girl? Yesterday, like I was just saying right now, I felt like there were moments where it's just reflexive. It's just like, this is what I do. I go eat now. Like, once 10, 11 o'clock in the morning hits, I've been having breakfast at that time. And that's like what I'm used to. But then, once, the snacking that I want to do, the dinner that I want to have, it's like, I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to hold it off. And you could feel the hunger, it comes up, it rises to the surface, and then, in my meditative practice, what I've been able to do is see these feelings that I have, and, whether it's an itch, pain, whatever it is, I'm able to, burn it up and let it dissolve and disappear. And that's kind of what I've been able to do with this hunger that comes up. And even right now, I'm not hungry. It's so bizarre. I could eat, of course, but I definitely don't think I could eat a lot right now. And I'd be excited to try and push it to that 72-hour mark, only because from what I understand about fasting, you can do the day fast and that'll be really beneficial to you. But if you could push it into that 3-day mark, that's when you really start to see some results, you could say. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with the kind of regiment that fasting is and that what it can do, but essentially your organs like turn over, like they restart. So I don't know if you realize this, but our bodies are always replacing their cells. And when you fast, you're telling all the bacteria in your gut to reset. So if you've got some pretty terrible bacteria from eating junk and sugar and processed shit, then your body essentially just kills off a lot of the shit that would, cell turnover for sure. Your body just turns it all over and gets rid of all the terrible stuff. But not only that, it starts replacing in a rapid way your liver, your stomach, and so on. It just starts literally overhauling all of them. And it's so fascinating because, essentially in 3 days you could get, partially a new body, which is so cool. And not only that, but it's getting you into it. And Aaron, I know your family, you guys have tested out the keto diet. Fasting puts you into a state of ketosis for sure. My brother lost 85, 90 pounds on keto. You're about to start a fast today. You're like, yes, fucking gonna do this. Good morning, entrepreneur, boss, mom. Good morning. We're talking about, I celebrated, or I guess you don't call it really celebrating, but I did some fasting yesterday for Yom Kippur, but I've actually continued my fast till today, and I'm seeking to do at least a 2-day fast, looking to push it to see if I can do 3. It's a new territory for me. I'm in the unknown, and it's exciting. I'm very grateful. You lost 20 pounds on keto. Yeah, girl, that's amazing. And my sister-in-law lost a fuck ton of weight too. Good morning. My sister-in-law, I think she lost 50, 60 pounds, which is insane. I mean, you look at them today and you're like, I look at my brother and I'm like, wow, we look more alike than ever, because you used to be really fat and now you're not. And it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal because, each of us are different individually. And we get caught up in this one diet fits all thing. And we all think that, I've been eating bread forever. Why should I stop eating bread? Bread is the best. It's good for me. And meanwhile, they've probably got terrible inflammation. They might have skin problems that they're not aware of or they don't care about. They might have so many other sorts of issues that crop up because of eating certain foods. And the more that you can get to know yourself, the more that you understand that you know what your triggers are, what's helping you, you know what's hurting you. Unfortunately, I brought this up the other day, coffee screws me the hell up, man. It really gives me terrible reflux, so I had to stop that. And there are plenty of other things that I've had to stop eating over the years, just because of the way that my body was reacting to it. So, I'm in this unknown territory with fasting. We've got the cell turnover for my organs, and again, I'm feeling a lot clear-headed. All right, brother. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you actually do fast, I wish you the best of luck. Just ride it out every time hunger comes up, and you got this, bro. Be well. So, in your own life, if you've never fasted before, if you've fasted for, Aaron, you fasted for 23 hours. I don't know if any of the rest of you have ever given it a shot, but this is such a unique experience, mainly because we live in such a world of abundance. We just have so much food everywhere in this country. It's amazing that anyone fucking goes hungry in the world. You can walk into a supermarket and how much doesn't get used, how much candy's sitting on the shelf. It's like there's calories everywhere. Why is anyone starving? So the best part about doing this fast, this thing that I'm on, is just realizing that, like, I'm so grateful that food exists. I'm like more than ever. Like, I might say when I'm expressing gratitude to myself and to my connection to my higher power, it's like, oh, I'm so grateful. God, thank you so much for food. But today, I'm in this moment where it's like, wow, I have such a strange dependence on this stuff that I forget that I could exist without it. I forget that I can be completely okay, completely focused, capable of doing work and exercise without it. And of course, this isn't to say stop eating, but it's just remarkable that we're built for this. There were times in history where humans did not really get to eat much. My God, my hair got stuck in it. Hold on, sorry. Oh my God. Ow. But in history, we find pockets of communities all over the globe that just really went without food for a long period of time. And if you think about it, it might be that we're adapted as humans. We're evolved to essentially go through these points of ketosis, go through these points where we stop eating for short periods of time, or we eat less. I know, right? That hurt. That did totally hurt me. All right, we're gonna make sure we don't die crossing the street. All right, we got this. So I challenge you to think about what your relationship to food is, because we all live a life. We all love to eat. We all have our things that we like, our comfort foods. In the mornings, I love some oats and some fruit. Yeah, definitely gotta. Oh my God, Jimmy, you're really fucking funny for joining on my account. Good morning, Jordan's account. So Jimmy, we're talking, there we go. We're talking about fasting. I actually did it, brother. I made it till today. I did not eat, so I'm going strong. And we're just talking about the effects of fasting. We're talking about the goodness that's in it, and just talking a little bit about history here and how our world is full of abundance at this point. And it just brings me into this moment of reflection where I realize I'm okay, and I'm very grateful that I can be okay. I'm lucky that I can go without food and not collapse. But why don't we transition now? If you want to share some of your experiences with fasting, I'm happy to know down below. But I do want to talk today, I want to touch upon the topic of failure. It's definitely come up a lot in recent times with me, my business, my life. I have the ability to show up and still, be happy each day because that's something I've practiced. But it doesn't mean that, on the ground level of experience, that I'm not going through what everyone else does, having similar struggles, fighting to stay afloat with everything. Now, when I talk about failure, I think about, I don't know if any of you know my story. I don't know if you know what I've been through, what I've dealt with. Of course, I'm not someone who's been through war and tortured or anything like that, but I've had my setbacks, my failures, where the person who I want to be was not showing up, and the person who I was becoming and the person who I was allowing myself to be was less than I truly could have been, less than I wanted to be. And I'm sure that in your own life that you can think of some times where this has happened. Have you failed at anything? And what have you done when that failure has cropped up? What have you done when you've suffered the loss of something you were trying to accomplish, something that you were trying to get off the ground and move? For me, at this point in my life, looking back at everything, my failures have been a teacher, first and foremost. And, we brought up the idea of a fixed mindset the other day, and how if you're so rigid and stubborn in the way that you think and unable to have humility and be humble in the face of what it is the universe is throwing at you and the punches that you got to roll with, if you're lacking that humility, then you're failing to see compounding your failure here. You're failing to see what it is that you're actually failing with. Because if failure is a teacher, what's the lesson? If failure is a teacher, what's the lesson? So in my own life, if you don't know this, if this is a bombshell that I'm revealing, well, part of my story, part of the story that I own today is that I sat in jail. I sat in jail for fucking up, for doing things I shouldn't have done, for sitting with people. And this is years and years ago. This isn't anything recent, so nothing to worry about here. But what I learned in that moment was who I was allowing myself to be. Why? When I asked myself, it starts with why me, but that question is just not good enough. That question doesn't get us a good enough answer. It didn't get me a good enough answer. But when I asked myself, how did I get here? And how can I get out of this? That put me in a position to answer my problems and answer the call to change in such a different way. Because when we're open to growth, when we're open to change can come. We invite it in. I mean, it's going to come inevitably. But if we want something that we want to happen, we have to be open to being molded by the universe, but also putting out our own vision to make something else happen. And failure shows you plain and simple that your vision is misaligned. Failure shows you that if you keep going, you can realign your vision. Failure shows you that if you can continue to get up, if you want to keep your head down and keep working and grinding through and putting up the grit, by all means, do it. But you got to look up every now and then and realize that where you are is likely better than most people have it. And the opportunity that you get to fix it and change it, also better than most people who have suffered failure in the past. Think about all the people who have gotten into wars, all the people who have found themselves in almost what you might call murderous situations. Situations where they're doing extreme things, they're acting out in ways that they're not thinking clearly. Because when we're suffering, when we're struggling, when we're in deep debt, whatever it is, we actually find ourselves not thinking as clearly. Like statistically, we're able... my little timer thing went off there. But we find ourselves actually less able to focus. Our IQs statistically actually go down and shrink. So we functionally handicap ourselves if we don't learn from our failures. We functionally handicap ourselves when we get ourselves into a corner, when we box ourselves in, like a snake and backed up into a corner. And I want you to be in a position so that when the going gets tough, you spring into action, but you don't spring to bite someone like a snake that's being cornered. Because if you bite, it could hurt, and it might create, what do they say, irrevocable damage. And we want to be mindful that in our failures, that there are those that still would accept us. There are those out there who would still, welcome us into their lives despite our fuckery and fucking up. And I was blessed enough to have people who helped me see the error in my ways, helped me see that, you become who you hang around. And if you choose to hang out with people who really are in and of themselves also failing across many dimensions and many aspects of their lives, then you're asking to be like them. And you have to be mindful of that. You really do become who you hang around. Now, I'm not saying go find a few billionaires to hang out with and you'll become one, but you might learn something about how they've tolerated their own failures. And most of the time, they don't tolerate them. They figure what went wrong, and they move on, and they get better. And, you entrepreneur, boss mom, you, Jim, Aaron, whoever else is here, whoever else watches today, whoever else watches in the future, I want you to think about your failures and ask yourself, what have I learned from this? And am I still doing it today? Am I still embodying the same type of lack of principle, lack of direction, lack of value, in myself, values that guide you. Because I challenge you to find an anchor in your life, an anchor that will guide you each day. For me, it's to heal, uplift, and empower. So if I can at least do a little bit of healing, a little bit of uplifting, a little bit of empowerment each day, not just for me, but for others, then that day was a piece of a success. It was a little bit of a success. Now, I may be failing in other ways, but I'm going to look at that failure and remember my anchor. Remember what holds me to a higher standard each day, what allows me to lift myself, to raise the tide, to raise my boat up from almost being sunk. I find myself each day remembering and invoking this mission and being grateful that I have it, being grateful that I discovered it, that I found it inside myself and found these gifts that I can give to the world, whether it's through my voice, through my presence, through the knowledge that I act out each day. And whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you might be struggling with, know that it won't remain so if you put a spotlight on it and you decide with that new awareness that you're going to observe the pattern that's happening, observe it, and take action to disrupt it and redirect the power and the energy that failure has had over you and channel it into the hard work that builds up towards success. Because I want you to succeed in this life. I want you to get more out of yourself. I want you to have access to the power inside of yourself. I want you to feel like you could fill your cup up at any time. I want you to feel like you're a great role model for your family. I want you to feel like you're getting better at the things that you want to get better at. And not all of us feel like we have support in our lives. Some of us get to tune into something like this and really find ourselves, in a community of people who are directly thinking about making life better, are directly participating in a conversation about making life better. And when you leave here today, have that little match lit in your life that pushes you to go do better things, to become something better, to look at your failure and say, this is a teacher and it's a great teacher and I can learn from you. That's really the biggest takeaway that I would hope to impart, is that you can learn from your mistakes. And the danger of not learning from your mistakes is that you are, as they say, doomed to repeat them. The danger of failing to learn from your mistakes is that you are doomed to repeat them. And of course, there are plenty of mistakes that I have not learned from. There are plenty of things that I have really royally, continuously managed to screw up. And that's okay. It's okay now because I can look at that and realize that, wow, it took me way longer to learn that lesson than I intended. And perhaps that's what might be called a soul contract. We're like obligated to fuck that up. We're obligated to really set up the stage, send out shockwaves that set up other people to learn from us as well. Because you don't live in a vacuum. You've got other people watching you all the time, whether that's your family, friends, so on. These people see what you do. They can tune in to what it is that you're doing. I've learned a great amount from seeing my parents fail again and again. They've been some of the best inspiration for what not to do, some of the best inspiration for what to do. And it's because of that I've really looked at them, looked at myself, and said, wow, mom and dad, they keep doing this over and over again. They keep yelling at each other, not learning that yelling doesn't solve answers. They keep, overeating, not realizing that they're not losing any weight because they keep showing up doing the same thing. Then they'll complain about their weight. They'll complain about, how the other person is not respecting them or treating them well. And it's like, do you not see? I guess when you're so stuck in the fray, you're on the ground in it, you're not getting that, bird's eye view, and you you fail to see the pattern. You fail to create an awareness around what mistakes that you are making. And part of it also comes from the idea that when people fail, it's almost like an excuse for you not to get better. It's like, I'm fucking up, they're fucking up, why should we stop fucking up together? But if you're in a relationship, you're in a marriage, you have a friend, and this is a deep bond that you have, do yourself a favor, do them a favor. Hold each other accountable. One of the best ways to overcome failure is to hold one another accountable. And to set a new standard for each other. To be like, we're going to get through this because we acknowledge what's wrong. We're going to get through this because we acknowledge that the steps that we've taken have led us astray, and we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to amend our ways, and we're going to fix this, and we're going to get ourselves out of this. So whatever hole you're in, know that it will not long remain so long as you figure out the pattern. Hold yourself accountable. Find a group to help you hold yourself accountable. Find people to hold yourself accountable. That's why, coaching is so phenomenal, because this is what we do. We are the powerful accountability buddies. Except that's a terrible title and a terrible name for a business. But with that said, let's transition now. Let's get our meditation juices flowing. If you've joined me before on this journey, then you know the practice. This is our time for loving kindness, our time for compassion, to share it, to spread the goodness, spread the love. And I'm just going to say hi to this passerby, and we'll begin. So, the loving kindness meditation, compassion meditation goes a little something like this. If you've heard me talk about it before, then just bear with me, or you can get started already. I can look out at the world and see that the world is the way it is, but my mind can project images onto the world. So what I'll do is I'll project the face of a person, someone who I either have an uncomplicated relationship with, someone it's easy to admire and love, or someone who I'm having trouble with, someone who might be sick in the world, someone who I might be fighting with, someone who I might be, anxious to be around, and I'll imagine them, and then I'll say a series of blessings, a series of meditative phrases, and they go a little something like this. May you be happy. And I'll repeat it. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. And I repeat a bunch of these phrases, so I'll say the phrases for you today, and you can repeat them when you're ready, either out loud or in your mind. And I'm going to call you guys to mind who are here with me today. Today I will be extending this blessing to you, extending this meditative prayer to you, and you can decide who you want to call someone to mind today who could really use this love and this light. If you ever have heard, if you pray for your spouse, your relationship actually is likely to get stronger statistically. So maybe you have a loved one that you'd like to pray for, meditate on today. Call their face to mind, call their image to mind. You might want to close your eyes for this, that usually helps. And when I say the words, I want you to envision their face actually experiencing the words. You ready? Let's do it. So may you be happy. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be peaceful. May this day bring you great success. May you be abundant, prosperous, wealthy, and successful. May all your hopes and dreams be realized in this lifetime. May all your hopes and dreams be realized in this lifetime. May you be blessed with well-being, loving kindness, and compassion for yourself and all beings. May you be blessed. And now you might imagine their suffering on their face, that with your blessing will help lift their suffering. May you be free. May you be free of your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual suffering. May you be free of your suffering. May you escape the greatest sorrows of this life. May I protect you, keep you, and help you achieve your greatest dreams. And may you wish this for yourself and all beings and creatures. May you be blessed. May you be blessed, my friends. May you be blessed for now and always. May you be watched after, protected. May you learn from your failures. May you be free of fear. May you be free of all your fears. And now we'll end this. We'll end this with a collective blessing that we could send out to our beautiful planet Earth, our beautiful home, this beautiful floating rock of water and dust hurtling through space. So call to mind this beautiful planet, and we shall close this out. May all beings and creatures of the earth, may we all be happy. May we all be happy. May we all be peaceful. May we all be peaceful. May we all be free of our suffering. May we be free of poverty, homelessness, debt. May we be free of suffering. May we be free of disease, pestilence. May we lay down our arms and embrace peace. May we be free of hate and war. May we be blessed with loving kindness, well-being, and compassion. May all our hopes and dreams be realized in this lifetime. May we all escape the greatest sorrows of this life. May we be protected. May I protect you all, keep you all, and help you achieve your dreams. And may we all wish this for ourselves and all beings and creatures. And of course, may our governments, our business dealings, may we all be free of corruption and greed. May we all win in this 21st century. May we all be blessed for now and always. My friends, my family, ladies, gentlemen, beasts, bots, babes, and everyone in between, thank you so much for joining me this morning. As always, thank you for giving me your time and attention, your ears, your eyes, your love. Be well, God bless, and have a wonderful day. I'll talk soon. See you tomorrow.